Hi everyone and welcome to today's Friday Heart Letters. My name is Laura and today's heart letter is one of those heart letters that I just love. And you're going to say, Laura, you say that about every single letter every month. Probably that is true. Probably I'm completely biased to every letter, but that's because, reading every single one of these letters brings me so much hope and it encouraged me to see, what God is doing and working through every single one of these young souls. So every time I read a letter, I'm just encouraged, to be honest. And I'm not lying to you. I'm not telling you this because, I'm the one who's publishing these letters, but because it is true. Because I've been able to find what God can do in the life of every single one of us. And it tells me that, just like this young soul went from paralyzing fear to fearless, God can do that in every single one of us. So, like I said, the letter, this month's letter is called From Paralyzing Fear to Fearless. Now, I love the title because it automatically gives me so much hope by knowing that God can change somebody who has deemed themselves as fearful to a fearless person. Obviously, this transition was not something that was overnight. Obviously, it's something that she had to work and she had to struggle and, she had to fight through to obtain her freedom. She starts off her letter like this: Fear. It's such a small word that weighs on your life like a ton of bricks. I know how the fear that you've experienced has crippled and paralyzed you. I have seen how you've lived most of your life afraid of everything. Now, just by reading that beginning, that portion, it tells me automatically how this young soul has lived all of her life pretty much afraid of everything and anything. And as you read the letter, you will find out what was exactly, what event in her life led her to being fearful all of her life, and had that one event, the enemy took that one event and just implanted in her heart and in her mind the fact that she was fearful, the lie that she was fearful. And not only that, but how through the years that one event just unraveled this other series of events, like wetting her bed, like doing bad at school, to the point that she had to hide herself and hide from everybody because she was ashamed. Not only had the enemy lied to her about the fact that she was fearful, but now he added shame to the equation, which just left her even more broken. And so this young soul has to fight through and hide behind the shame and probably the condemnation that she was going to receive from other people if they find out that she was fearful. Because let's be honest, when we hear that people are fearful, sometimes we think that's a childish thing, and we think that being afraid, it's only something that is for kids. But this young soul's fear was true and it was real to her. And so one day things began to change for her. And we've all had that one day in our lives. I know I've had that one day in my life where things began to change. And that is exactly what happens in her life. One day, somebody describes her as brave. And she even laughs about it. I mean, let's be honest. If you were in her position, you would be laughing too. Because, you've known all of your life, or at least you believed all of your life, that you were fearful. And somebody suddenly calls you brave. Now, we know that this person was not truly calling her brave. It was God who was truly being the one who was using this person to call her brave. And not only that, God begins to shower her with the words brave, fearless, and fear not. Everywhere that she turns, everywhere that she goes, people just began to tell her that she was brave. But like I said, it wasn't the people around her, it was God. And so one day somebody even sent her a song, the song that you're listening by Hillsong, called Be Still. The lyrics go like this: I won't be afraid if you are here, you silence all of my fears. And that is exactly what this young soul experiences. She experiences how God has turned her fears into silence, because God is silencing them. In his power, he has taken all of her fears and has silenced them in his power. He has taken them away from her life, and she can no longer be enslaved to that, because he has come to free her from that bondage, from that lie that the enemy has just set on her life since she was a child. And so through her 28 years, throughout 28 years, she struggled with fear, and God begins to change that for her. Now, it doesn't mean that she stopped, having those days where she felt fear. No, but she understood something, which she ends up with her letter like this: My dear younger soul, I know your fear is real and it feels big and overwhelming, but God is bigger. Do you hear that? God is bigger, and He wants to free you from your fears that have enslaved you for years. He wants to strengthen your inner self to make you brave and fearless through His Spirit. Trust Him. I love it. I love this part because it's truly God, only through His Spirit, only through His power can you and I find true freedom. And that's exactly what this young soul experienced, freedom through the power of Christ. And she was able to be able to call herself even brave and fearless, just like God had been calling her. And God changed that that label. He ripped away the label of fearful, and He gave her the crown of fearless. How amazing is that? Like, I love it. I am just encouraged by the fact that God can do this amazing work in somebody's life, and it gives me hope for for my own life as well. So go read this letter, and as you read the letter, I encourage you to also listen to the song by Hillsong, like I said, called Be Still. And there's also another song that this young soul mentions in her letter. It's called No Longer Slaves by Bethel. So go and listen to both songs and let them just, come and encourage your life. And if you know anybody who's struggling with fear, or somebody who has struggled all of their life with fear, I encourage you to just, forward this letter to them and let them know that God wants to free them from that fear. And so go listen to the songs, go read the letter, share it with your friends, your family, your co-workers, share it with everybody, and just remind yourself that God is able to do above and beyond in your life, and that He can change that label that the enemy has given you to a different label, just like He did with this young soul. Also, I'll encourage you to sign up for a monthly newsletter. We have a monthly newsletter where I will talk about the letter that's coming up for that month, but you also find out what's happening in my life and in letters to my younger soul. So go sign up for the letter, tell your friends to sign up for the letter, and follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Every day we have our daily tips of the day, and I just hope that through those tips you'll be able to find encouragement and hope that God can do above and beyond in your life. So go read the letter, share it with everybody, go listen to the songs, share those as well with people, and have a blessed Friday, everybody. Bye bye.